party none care done. It's all fun. From the time I reach a staggering, anything I hammering. You could hear me hollering, telling you me head down bad. In the sun and rain, we come to my shop again. We ripping it up again. I'm telling you, if you cannot handle it, cannot handle it, cannot handle it, John. Well, you better keep down, you better keep down, you better keep down your hand. Show me your wristband, when you respond. Let me see your wristband, when you respond. Show me your wristband, when you respond. Everybody start jump up, level vibes, level vibes, level vibes, level madness, level vibes, level vibes, level vibes.
Greetings and salutations one and all. Welcome to the end of the night shift week. Level vibes. Big up to each and everyone locked in right now, those on TuneIn Radio. The night shift with DJ Kevin Stew. Those are the affiliate stations all over the globe. Big up to those on PEMGTV.com. And of course, those right here at the home of the night shift, the DJ Kevin Stew, KevinStew.com. Glad to have you. Couldn't do it without you. You have my word, I wouldn't even try. In the background, the sound of Skinny Fabulous. It's called Level Vibes. I want to say thanks to Pulse Media Group for sponsoring this segment of the show. When being in a moment is priceless, just give them a call. 754-999-6020 is the number that gets you in touch. You can visit them at pulsemg.com. What can they do for you? Everything you see right here at kevinstew.com. They can host your website. They can create your website. They can provide you with streaming services. Just call them 754-999-6020 or visit them at pulsemg.com. So you heard about them on the night shift with DJ Kevin Stew. Happy hump day to you. Alright, so we're leveling the vibes. How we level the vibes? How do we do what we do in order to get done what we need done? These days, you're asking the question, how do we work at home and stay productive? Because there are a lot of people that are working from home now. Not talking about any of the first responders, because we know they are going out there every day. And they are really putting in the work, and much respect to all our first responders and essential staff. So those that work in restaurants, those that drive trucks, delivery vehicles, those that work in the supermarkets, those that work frontline, police, the military, nurses and doctors, the maintenance staff at hospitals and health facilities, those that are doing end of life care. These are all the heroes of our time. So big ups to those. The ones that the rest of us, and also big ups to media personnel. But the rest of us that do the working from home thing, how do you stay sane? How do you stay productive? Because it can be fun to work from home, but on the side of production, it can be quite challenging. For the most part, it's work as usual. What's difficult is where you're doing the work as usual. The list of companies mandating employees to work from home to stop the spread of the coronavirus grows all the time, daily, it seems. And the wonder, the question on most people's lips, well, more before than now. Well, maybe more now. That now that you've actually started having the experience, how do you stay sane? The panic over coronavirus is stressful as it is. And the last thing you want to do is worry about how to Zoom call your manager and whether your Wi-Fi is going to stand up to the demands that you're having of it. But as the coronavirus out as it shows us and shows no sign of slowing down, most of us find ourselves in this position a whole lot more. And there's a little secret, so I'm gonna see the secret out. For those who have been working from home full time for a while, it's not all PJs and Netflix. Mm-mm. And some people actually think, that's exactly how it is. No. Sometimes working from home is actually more difficult. There can be days when you're distracted or interrupted every 10 seconds by family members or housemates. Or household chores like laundry or dishes could pretty much be calling you while emails pour into your inbox. Anybody find that happening to them? Working from home does have its perks. You can work in sweatpants. There's no commute time. Sometimes you can be more focused and efficient, but you'll make the most of it if you approach each day intentionally. And we're going to look at some ways to stay sane and be intentional and productive. And later on, we're going to look at how breaks are important and why, and then how to take them. So, courtesy of CNET.com, the recommendation is, firstly, avoid working in bed. And, when you think working from home, that is one of the very first perks that would probably come to mind. I get to work out of my bed. But is that really the thing to do? Well, firstly, try to avoid working from your bed. And, there are people that sometimes wake up, they grab their coffee, especially writers and magazine writers in particular. They grab their coffee and they just get to writing. But if you start working in bed, what will happen is you'll get sleepy or you'll have a hard time feeling truly awake. What you want to do is get up, make your bed, just like you would if you're going to leave the house, those who make their beds before leaving the house, and try to avoid the urge to work anywhere in your bedroom. Unless, well, that's the only space. If that's the only space that you have, then that is where you have to work. If that is the only space you have privacy, that makes it even worse. But if you do have to work in bed, some jobs require that you work in bed. But I'm talking about the regular office jobs now. If you do have to work in bed, whatever you can do to create a sense of going to work, that will help. Which means getting out of your PJs, washing your face, getting your coffee. Whatever you do that makes you feel awake, you want to do that first. And then once you start working, you want to sit up and avoid working in your bed if you're exhausted. It's a good idea to treat your bedroom as a sacred space. One that you use to go to sleep or to relax. Once it becomes your office, you'll find it very hard to avoid thinking about work 24/7. So try as best you can to set up a workspace somewhere other than your bedroom. Even if that is it's the kitchen or the dining table. Hopefully you have that kind of space. Or if you have a spare bedroom, then you can use that as an office space and modify it accordingly. As best you can, you also want to avoid working where you'll be tempted or distracted. One of the keys to successfully working from home is to pretend you're in an office. Would you stop when you're at the office to do laundry? Or to watch Netflix? Or do the dishes? If you're on the clock at work, would any of those things be the thing that you'd be doing? Probably not. So, don't do it when you're on the clock at home. So, don't work with the TV on. If the laundry and the dishes are calling you, you need to ignore them. Get your chores done before you begin work and save time for binging on your favorite shows when you're done working for the day. The other people that may be at your house, you want to set boundaries with them. Working from home with roommates, friends, family members, these can all present a little bit of a challenge. If someone comes over and sees you on the computer, it may not register to them that you're actually working. And it's especially true if that person has never worked from home. They may assume you can do whatever you want. Not so. It's important to set boundaries with people around you in work from home settings. Tell everyone who's home that you'll be working during certain hours and not to disturb you during these times unless it's an emergency. Put a sign on your door if there's a door that you can lock yourself away. Put a sign on the door at work or something. Out to work. You have your sign up that says out to lunch. You put up a sign out to work. Do what you can to avoid interruptions and to make sure that you stay as productive as possible. These are the little things that can help. Something that is very important, and we'll be looking into a little bit more in details a little later, is taking breaks. You need to take breaks. And scrolling through Instagram, some people might think of it as a break. Well, not quite. Experts recommend something to the effect of every 75 to 90 minutes for about 10 to 15 minutes, you take a break. And there are employers that are saying, what? Every 90 minutes? You want to take a 15-minute break? You must be crazy. We'll talk about that a little bit later. But ideally, your break should involve no screens at all. And it should let you get some fresh air. Take a walk outside. Play with a pet. Talk to a friend. You'll find that you are much more productive, believe it or not, if you walk away from your desk, your computer, your workspace, at intervals throughout the day. And another thing you want to do is avoid total social isolation. You want to. There are other people that like to focus on what they're doing, and they cut everything out. They cut everybody off, everything. While you're working from home, it can feel a little bit more productive at times when you're alone. But there's a downside to it. For those who consider themselves extroverted introverts, which pretty much means they do their best work without a lot of people around them. But they enjoy having co-workers and connecting with others in real life. One of the most challenging things about working from home is the lack of socialization. As distracting as some office environments can be, there's nothing quite like having co-workers you enjoy working with and catching up with throughout the day. That occasional water fountain conversation, that coffee station discussion. Make some time to connect with others, whether it means FaceTiming or your work husband or your work wife getting a little message or a little phone call, whatever it is. Go ahead and take that time out to make those connections. And if you're not making them, start. Because these are some of the little things that actually help. Psychology today says that you want to do things like blocking out your household members or ambient traffic with noise cancelling headphones. It helps to maintain that little bit of focus that you may have. Because studies show that a delicate blend of soft music combined with soothing nature sounds such as waterfalls and raindrops, rushing brook or ocean waves, things like those activate the calming part of the brain. And it helps you to concentrate and lowers your heart rate and blood pressure. Think white noise. So, if you have something It could be something, in my opinion, as simple as a fan whirring in the background. These little things create that different sound. You know, sometimes you're in the office and the air conditioning is going, but you don't really notice that it's going until something like it chips out for a moment. And there's that little bit of silence. And you go, wait a minute. And then it comes back on and you go, oh, that's more like it. No, that's what I'm used to. There are some people that miss that in these times when they're working from home. You go to your designated space on a regular basis, your workspace. This is what psychology today is saying, you know, to reinforce some of the other things that we touched on, courtesy of seeing it. You know, you definitely want to go to those places and mentally and do those things. On the phone, calling in right now, I have someone who is no stranger to the night shift. She's been on a
Not at
different
all.
capacity. And she has been to many places and is on record the first female Jamaican to set foot on Antarctica. Ladies and gentlemen, friend of the night shift, Judith Falloon-Reid. Judith, good evening
Hey,
to
Kevin.
you.
Good evening,
Welcome.
man. Good evening. Good evening.
Oh,
I love what you're doing tonight. You know, this is something that people are struggling with.
yeah, and they're struggling more than most people actually realize. Some people don't even know that they're
Yes.
struggling. That's the funny part of it. So some people don't know. Some here it is, somebody in the stew pot saying, "I enjoy the isolation. I have my music in the background. I can do the social connection via telephone or email or text." And
Yeah. You know what though? For most people, that is not the case. For
mm,
most people, they actually enjoy the camaraderie, the what they get from leaving home. There's a certain amount of what's the right word? A certain way you feel when you dress up in the morning
yeah,
and you leave home.
mm,
You put on nice clothes and you do your hair nicely and you make sure your nails are done and you put on your nice shoes and you go out. So you leave home feeling good about yourself.
right,
But when you're working from home and you still have on your pajamas and your sweats, and it's a completely different feeling. And there are people, I mean, for some people,
mm-hmm.
this is a time that if they're already people who, social distance on a normal way of life,
Yes,
then it's not a big deal for them. But for a lot of people, going to work is where they meet friends.
mm,
That's probably where they met somebody that they fell in love with, or it's just friends. It's just a chance to have some kind of interaction with other human beings. That's not your husband or your wife or your
your
children
children or your pets, yeah,
or your pets. And so for a lot of people, this is a serious challenge that they're going through.
yeah,
When you are used to only seeing your spouse for 5 hours in the evening or 4 hours in the evening, and then on weekends, and now you're seeing them for 24 hours, 7 days a week. It's kind of rough for some people.
but you know, you're working, so if you're working in one part of the house and they're working in another part of the house, then you don't really get to see them all the time. But that is the assumption that you have that kind of space where you can have that distance.
That's one, is that you have that assumption. My husband and I work from home, but we have worked from home for the past 15, 16 years. And we do have separate spaces.
Right.
And that's how we're set up. But we've been set up like that for 15, 16 years now. For most people, when they're home, they kind of give you the feeling of, well, you're home.
Right, right.
So what's for lunch? When you're going to start dinner?
Yeah.
You feel like, okay, I'm here. Let me drop in a load of laundry while I work because you're actually home.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But there are some keys to working from home.
What are some of your keys? Because you've been doing this for a while, so I would consider that you fall in the expert category.
I actually did a video the other day and put it on Facebook
Yeah,
because
I saw
I had
that.
so many people who were just totally venting with me
Right.
about their challenges. And one of the first things you have to do if you're going to work from home is you have to get up and, like you normally do,
Mm-hmm.
put on some clothes. It don't have to be your best, but you have to change your clothes. Get your coffee, get your tea, whatever it is, and go and sit like you're going to work.
Mm.
Because if you just get up and you're roaming around and you're trying to do some work while you're, still in your nightie, it don't work really so well. So this is one of the things that you really do need to do. And I tell people that if you normally watch TV like in the morning when you're getting ready for work,
Yes.
go ahead and do that. But one of the problems that I have heard from a number of people is that the TV is still on. No, you have to turn it off. If
Mm-hmm.
you were on your way to work and you leave your house at 8:45 every morning to go to work, then at 8:45 you leave your house to go to work. Turn off the TV.
I see.
So we don't have TV on or anything like that during the work hour. I like to work with a little music
Right.
sometimes. So I'll have a little music. My husband edits, so most times the door is closed because he's in there making his own set of noise.
Right. Right.
Um, so I keep my workspace as my workspace, but I also, the same way that you take breaks when you're at your office, you get tired of sitting at the desk. I take those breaks. I take the lunchroom break.
Right.
Where you get the water
Yeah.
in the lunchroom, or you're going to and get your snack that you brought for your snack time.
Right. Right.
And I
Right.
take my lunchtime break, and I take my full lunchtime every day.
Is that
Every day, take my full lunchtime.
full lunchtime being what? 20 minutes?
No, sir. Me, I was always a believer that if you give me an hour for lunch, you want me to take an hour, right?
Okay.
If you give me 45 minutes, I'm taking the 45 minutes.
Got you.
So I take a full lunch, and to ensure I do not eat at my desk. I've never been somebody who eats at my desk. I don't believe in it.
Mm-hmm.
So I get up from my desk, I go to the kitchen, fix some lunch, and sit down and turn on the TV for my lunch period and watch TV. Or if it's a nice cool day, I go out and I walk. And when my
Right.
lunchtime is up, I come back in and I go sit my butt back down at my desk
Right.
and go back to work. And one of the other things that I hear people talk about a lot is just the distraction.
Yes.
So a lot of people feel if you work from home, you have time to talk on the phone. You don't. I'm tired of saying to people when they call me in the middle of the day, I can't talk long. I'm at work. They're like, yeah, but you're at home. No, I'm at work.
Right.
Call me at 6 o'clock. Call me at 6 o'clock, or I'll talk to you at 7 tonight when I'm done. But if you don't take personal calls when you're at work normally, then you just have to not do that.
Right. Right. Right.
It's really a mindset. And you have to get up every hour or two, just like you would at work. Go to the bathroom, go to the lunchroom, get some water. All the things that you would normally have done. You would normally get up and go to the photocopy machine or anything like that. You have to just make that effort to do those things. And when your work day is done, to shut down your workstation and leave it.
But there are some employers that the whole idea of you taking a break should be limited to one time or at most 2 times. You're talking about you say every hour or two to take a little break. If your work day is
It,
eight
it
hours
can
and
be
you
a
get a
bathroom
whole
break,
hour,
though.
okay,
No, when I say take a break, I don't mean an hour break. I mean a
No,
bathroom
no,
break.
no, no. Yeah,
You would
right.
have gotten up from your desk and go to the bathroom, right?
Yes,
Them can't tell you can't go bathroom.
right. You know, there's
That's what I mean by a break. You go get water, but just get up.
yeah, but I've heard of employers that frown on things like that. You know, they
Well, unless they're actually watching you with a webcam,
right.
I don't see how they're going to know that you got up and went to the bathroom.
Well, you know, there are some jobs that have cameras all over the office space, and they do things like that. You know, in some call centers, I believe there are
Oh yeah, call
cameras.
centers I know are like that. Yeah, call centers are like that.
So if they
But
are saying
even in call centers, you do get breaks.
yeah,
You
but
get a 15-minute break in the morning, a 15-minute break in the afternoon, and you get your lunchtime.
well, I guess in some call centers,
I think that's how it has to be.
it has to be
You're
that.
supposed to get two 15-minute breaks,
Hmm.
one in the morning, one in the afternoon, and your lunchtime. Whether that lunchtime is half hour or whatever it is they give you.
Right.
Yeah.
Because you know, some entities would say, you know, I give you an hour for lunch. You don't need to be taking these breaks during the course of the day, and if you are, you need to be clocking out and then giving me making sure that I get my full time.
Well, the truth is, I mean, I do everything on my phone, which is linked to my computer, which is linked to my iPad. And
Right.
although I don't report to anybody, I report to my clients.
Yes.
And sometimes your clients are worse than a boss
Yeah. When you work
because
for
no, you
yourself,
wouldn't.
sometimes it's worse than working for someone else.
Yes, because your clients, you can't just tell them, listen, I'm not talking to you right now.
Right.
But for me, taking a break means just getting up for 5 minutes.
Mm.
And if that email can wait for 5 minutes, and if I had to go to the bathroom and I was in an office, you would have been able to go to the bathroom
Right.
or to at least go get water. So those are what I mean when I say break.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just, making sure that you're not just sitting there staring on a screen all day
Does
in an
that
environment that's not your norm.
does that do something more for you? Taking that, even if it's just that bathroom break. Does that?
Yeah, man, it breaks up the monotony. It breaks up the monotony of your day.
Yeah.
It makes your blood flow.
Mm-hmm.
It gives you some blood flow. It energizes you. And it also gives your eyes a break.
Right.
Because if you stare on a screen all day, you do need to take those little breaks. Otherwise, I've had eye strain from screens, from looking at screens all day.
Mm.
Working on a project that was so intense that I was staring on a screen 12, 13 hours for the day.
Yeah.
And at the end of about 3 days, I had literally eye strain. I had to go to the doctor for it.
Wow.
So it actually does help you to just clear your mind, clear the fog for a couple of minutes, and come back and sit.
Do you find that you're more productive when you do it?
Oh yeah, definitely. If I sat at a desk all day and not get up, I would lose my mind after about 2 hours.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that is
you have
making
to
the
get up,
assumption
man,
that you had your mind when you started.
when you started. But yeah, you have to get up. You have to take those little breaks. Those breaks are very important, even while you're working from home. And sometimes I literally just get up, go open the front door,
Yeah.
go outside, stand up outside for 60 seconds,
Soak up
and come
some
back
sun
inside. Soak up some sun, soak up,
from
some
fresh air.
breeze.
Yeah.
Yeah. Remind myself that it's too hot to be out there.
No matter how good it looks when
And
you
come
look through
back
the
inside.
window.
Yeah. And come back inside. Sometimes you need that. But it's really a mental trained for a lot of people. I have one friend in particular who she's an outdoors person,
Yes.
and she is losing her mind just being at home, having to
Mm.
work from home, stay home, be home. It's
Right.
just driving her crazy. And we talk all the time. She calls me all the time, and we talk. And I have to talk her down
Mm.
because she's just going stir crazy, being stuck at home.
Right. And it's funny. One of the things that they say in on psychology today when they're talking about working from home is to avoid the cabin fever,
Hmm.
because
Yes,
there's research that shows that spending time in nature lowers stress.
yeah. Where we live, there is a golf course
Yes.
as part of our complex, and sometimes we just take a chair and go sit down on that tree on the
Mm.
golf course. I mean, we can't go to a park like we used to do and walk around,
Right.
but the golf course is our park. Some people go and sit in the parking lot under a tree. You have to kind of find a way to make what you currently have work.
Right. Right. Right.
You know, if you're used to going to the park or you just used to being near water, then you try and do that as best you can. It might not be the beach
Mm-hmm.
like it used to be, but you have this is Florida where we are anyway. You have a whole heap of little pond.
Right.
You just take a chair and go and sit by one and give yourself a few minutes to just be in nature.
Let me put your mind to work a little bit. When you
Okay.
think back to
10:40,
when
we'll see if that happens.
think back to when you first started working from home and compare that to
Hmm.
now. Do you operate the
Well,
same way?
um, I'm probably not your typical person because even when I had a regular job, I've always had something on the side.
Mm.
When I started my first work from home, having left a job, was a long time ago. There were no personal computers yet. We
Right.
still had what they call them again, word processors. Yeah,
Mm.
right,
Yes.
right. And I remember when I bought my first computer and Windows came in because my first computer was DOS. That would give you some idea of how old I am.
Mm-hmm. I remember using
And
DOS.
my workspace was a desk in my bedroom because it's the
Mm.
only space I had.
Right.
My kids monopolized the rest of the house, so I put a desk in my room. But even then, I would get up in the morning, um, get ready and go and sit at my desk in my bedroom.
Mm.
So I cultivated that from a very, very early stage to be disciplined enough to go and just sit at my desk and do my work.
So you got up and you did the
And
whole change your clothes and get your
change
coffee
my
and
clothes, yes, yes.
you walk out the bedroom to
There is
walk
a
into work into your bedroom.
walk out the bedroom to walk into work. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what it is, though, Kevin, is, they say when you answer a phone in customer service, you must smile before
Yes.
you answer the phone. And the way you dress, there's a reason why some call centers have a dress code and you can't wear flip flops and stretched out t shirts to work.
Yes.
Because if you dress professionally, you sound
You act
professionally on the phone
professionally. Yes.
and you act professionally. And it's the same thing with even working from home.
Mm.
There are days that I'll get up and I'll go straight to my computer because I have something to complete really early in the morning before my clients open.
Right.
So I'll be at my desk at like 6 o'clock in the morning and I'll work till like 8 o'clock in my PJs. But once I've completed that thing and it reaches like 8 o'clock, I can't do it anymore.
Mm.
I now have to go and change and come and sit at my desk like I'm at work properly.
Because, there are some
'Cause,
people that. Sorry, go ahead.
no, because after a while you can't concentrate the same way because now you're into what is officially work time.
Right. There's some people that, as far as they're concerned, once they start working, they're in work mode no matter what they're wearing. They could be wearing nothing, they could be wearing everything. It is no different once they get to doing what their work is, especially on their devices. So,
My husband is like that. Yeah, he's very intense. So once he's working, it doesn't matter.
and it doesn't matter what time of the day.
But yeah, it doesn't matter what time of day. He'll work till 3 o'clock in the morning. It doesn't matter to him. But for the average person who is not used to working from home, this is one heck of a transition. And it helps if you take some of if you've done it for a long time, it's no big deal. But if it's new to you, it helps you to take some of the practices that you had when you were going out to work and bring them into your homework.
Because for the most part, this particular show is for those people. The ones
Right.
that this work from home used to be a fantasy. They would
And it's turning into a nightmare.
right. Because
Especially if they have kids.
yeah, the age old saying, "See me and come live with me." It's kind of like that. The grass being green on the other side. People saying,
I wouldn't give it up though, personally.
you'd not give up working from home.
No, I love working from home.
You see,
I
it's
save on gas, I save on clothes, I save on lunch. My commute is what, 10 steps?
all right. So even the lunch thing, you and Mr. Brown work from home. Do you have lunch dates?
Well, we have a lunch date every day when we have lunch. So we have lunch together every day. Yeah, that's how I ensure that he gets up from his desk.
There's a method to the madness.
Yeah, so every day we have lunch together and we take that time to sit and have lunch.
So even if you don't really want to have lunch with him, it is for him to get that break.
It's for us. Here's the thing is that because we work together,
Yeah.
we're together pretty much 24/7. And you run the risk of everything being about business and work.
Right.
So we have to carve out that time that is not work. And that lunch hour is not work. We watch TV, there's something else. We don't talk about nothing to do with work.
For those who work in different industries but work from home as couples or as even roommates, would you recommend that they go ahead and use that time also to share? Because there are some people that when they go on their lunchtime and they talk to whomever, they connect with whomever, that is their time to share, and then they reset and go back.
And I would have to say yes, which brings me back to one of the things I said earlier, which is you have to take some of the same practices you had when you were going out to work and bring them into your current workspace, which is home.
Right.
So if at lunchtime you used to hang out with the girls, you had a special bunch of people that you went to lunch with, if it is that you have somebody else in your house, I mean, you might be a loner, but if you have somebody else in your house, then that's a good time to do the same thing. Just see it as, this is lunchtime, let us lime.
Right. Even in these times of social isolation, it's or social distancing. If it means doing a group chat.
Yes, it can be a group chat or get on the phone and talk to somebody. Yeah,
Hmm.
just get on the phone and talk to somebody. One of the same people that you usually have lunch with, as a matter of fact.
Right.
Organize with them to take lunch at the same time, and instead of being in person, you can do a group chat. You can talk to them on the phone. You can WhatsApp them, FaceTime them, or something.
Do
But the
you,
key is to not be alone while you're in isolation
by any means necessary?
by any means necessary. Because it's the loneliness that gets you.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's that loneliness. Unless you're a loner, loners
Right.
like it,
Yeah. Yeah.
but most people don't.
For,
And that loneliness, that feeling of not having anybody to share with, is what really gets you.
so for the workaholic, working at home might be a dream come true.
For the workaholic, yes, it may not be a dream come true for their family though, if they have a family.
Right.
Because now instead of them working 12 hours at the office and at least coming home, now they're working 15 hours from home.
Mm.
So, yeah, that,
So
that can pose a little bit of a challenge too.
maybe I need to carve out some time to address the family and the friends of those who work from home. Take some time to look at how the children may be responding to the working from home, and the spouse that cannot work from home, their job doesn't allow them to work from home, so now they're
Mm-hmm.
unemployed, and so you are working from home and they're going nuts because they can't go to work.
Mm-hmm. There are a lot of dynamics, and a lot of marriages and relationships won't survive COVID.
Mm. I
um,
had said I was a part of Bar Talk a few weeks ago with Luke Ballantyne,
mhm.
over there in the Moment to Remember Studios, and we're talking about relationships and COVID-19, and I said, you know what? If this time of being quarantined at home or on lockdown cause your relationship to fail, then good, because it was destined to fail anyway. So,
I'm not so sure. I'm not so sure about that. I'm not so sure about that, because there's not a lot of relationships that can tolerate and these are good relationships too that
yes,
can manage 24 hours for 7
right.
days a week with somebody. Even if you love them, even if you have a good relationship, at some point, each human being needs some space for themselves. Each human being needs some time with other people.
Mm-hmm.
And this is you're talking to somebody who does spend 24/7 with her husband, so we work together and we live together.
Right.
But that's why our separate spaces are so important, because he is an editor, so he works late into the night. I'm a writer. I work early in the morning,
So
and so
you're gonna have
there
to
there are
find some
different,
time to meet.
and we do, but it's just that there are different
Right.
times that you get your own alone time.
Right. Right. Right.
So you just have to you have it, it's not necessarily that the relationship was destined to fail if it don't work. It's now being strained by something that is just not normal.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
And
it's
this
being
this
strained.
this virus roaming around, this Rona here is not by any means or any stretch of the imagination normal.
Not at all. She not normal at all. She not normal at all. You know. Things that you remember now that relationships are made up of compromise.
Yes.
So things that you compromise for 4 hours in the day and you're okay with, now you're compromising for 24.
Mm.
The little foolishness that you do that annoy the heck out of me. That I would have just, roll my eyes, kiss my teeth, and go about my business because it's, one time in the evening. No, it's all day.
Right.
You're driving me crazy all day, and I'm driving you crazy all day.
And that is why, partly, that was one of the reasons when back then I said, well, if it failed, then it was destined to, because now you come into to learn each other, and not
No,
on a
but
different
the
level and
compromise
such.
says no. The compromise says that even though you do this and it annoys me, when I weigh that annoying thing against all the other great things about you, I compromise and I live with the annoyance.
Right.
Because during the day I'm at work and I'm not seeing it. I'm seeing it in the evening when I come home and on the weekends and we're doing stuff.
Right.
But now, the little thing that I have that annoys you that you could deal with for 2 hours, you're now dealing with for 24. And the little thing that you have that annoys me for 2 hours, now you're annoyed there for 24. So I don't know that it's really that it was destined to fail. I think, there's a strain that most human relationships are not prepared for.
So
They're not prepared for that.
No, you're raising another topic altogether.
Yes, and I'm going to leave you with it very soon.
No. I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna let you go. I know you need to go get your rest and such. And but when I say raising another topic, I mean that's more food for thought. Whether
Yes.
I present it as food on this show or individuals go and they look it up themselves. And that is the preparation that goes into your relationships. A lot of us, we just jump into relationships because here's a person that I see and I like, and we click together excellently for the 20 minutes that we spent together. Out of the 24 hours in a day, we were hanging out for 20 minutes, and it was the most amazing thing. So here it is. I have found my soulmate.
Yeah, take a lot more than that.
Right? So
more than that.
They're not thinking about the remaining 23 hours and 23 and 40 in the day. This 20 is all that there is.
But you're going to tell me though, seriously, that there's anybody that you can think of. We're just talking in general now.
Yeah.
24 hours a day, 7 days a week, when you are not, even if you've been together for 20 years and you have a great relationship, but you no longer have the co-workers, you no longer have the best friend to go sit in our house or his house and talk and vent.
The
you don't
buffers
have any
are
of that.
gone.
You can't even vent in your house because when you're on the phone, the other person will hear.
Right. The buffers.
You have to go lock up in your bathroom to vent. So that's why I'm saying, it's not a normal thing to have to be with one person or the same set of people for 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Yes.
It's just not a normal thing. Normally, you go have a drink with your friends, you go with your co-workers. You go to church, you have some meetings.
Right.
Things to break your day up.
Yeah.
But no, you don't have that. So it's where we are. But working from home can work if people just make an effort to follow some rules, Set yourself some rules and follow them.
Right. Coming from someone who has been doing it for 15 years.
More, at least.
Yeah,
At
okay. Let's just be conservative. You know,
Yes, you just have to set yourself some rules and stick with it.
I don't know many people that have been working from home that long, to be honest. And when I saw you put out that video, I was like, yes, people are going to need this.
Yeah,
And
I've gotten very good feedback on it. People have said, "Boy, yes, it has helped them."
you know,
So I'm
my
grateful for
my
that.
my other question is, do you have a lot of people calling you up since then, consulting with you and asking for advice on how to deal with it?
No, I have a lot of people who said that watching the video has actually helped them.
Okay.
And I made the video because I had a lot of people calling me
Mm.
during the day,
So for
venting about how they're going crazy.
those who have not yet seen the video, where can they go and find it?
It's on my Facebook page, Judith Falloon-Reid.
Okay.
If you want, you can always grab it and post it if you want. It's a YouTube link.
Oh,
So they can also go to YouTube and just look me up, Judith Falloon-Reid.
okay. There you go.
Pretty sure it's a YouTube link.
So excellent. So those listening in, those catching the rebroadcast, those watching on a replay, check out Judith Falloon
I'm
Reid.
gonna share it on your page.
Please do. And as a matter of fact, if you find the link, put it in the stew pot too.
Yeah, I just realized that this one is not a YouTube link.
Okay,
So
well,
I'm gonna try and see if I can put it on your page.
I think I had shared it when you did it, but go ahead and share it again.
Okay.
I don't mind.
Mm.
Because
All right. Yeah, I just shared it on your page.
on DJ Kevin Stew or on the night
Yep.
shift to DJ Kevin Stew.
Yes, DJ Kevin Stew, and
Okay.
you can share it wherever else you want.
Okay, great.
And I just shared it on your Facebook page.
Okay, excellent. So those who are not friends yet with Judith Falloon-Reid are not following her, you can go to my page, DJ Kevin Stew, on Facebook and Fast.
And so,
Yeah, go look at that. Watch it. You'll definitely be. If something is not there for you, something is there for someone that you know. Judith, thank you very much. I truly
Thank you so much.
appreciate of you sharing this with us.
I appreciate, love it.
Because
Anytime,
we need it.
Kevin.
Just not anytime after 11 o'clock.
No, it's
I'm
just,
playing.
you know, it's kind of some serious allergy time going on here, right?
Yeah. I
Kind
know.
of have me a little dragged out.
Yeah, it's spring, and you can't be too careful these days. You sneeze somewhere, and people all of a sudden
Trust me,
looking at you
you can't
like,
sneeze in a public.
"Hey,
Yeah, you can't sneeze in public.
is one of them that?" And do not
Yeah, you
clear
can't
your
sneeze in
throat. Do that? No, not happening. So you can imagine those people stifling that cough. They really want to cough, and you see them looking all kind of funny, and their eyes bulging, and they don't want to breathe because the moment they cough is riot.
I was one of those, so
See?
I know exactly what you're talking about.
See,
But
people.
I posted it to your page. I'll put it in the stew pot if I find it.
Yes.
I thought I had it on.
Well, if you don't have it on
on my
YouTube,
YouTube,
please
but then
upload
not
it there, because people need to know.
Yeah.
And coming
All
from
right,
you is a
cool.
real place. So thank you. Have
You are
yourself
most welcome. Have a great night.
you too, my dear. And we'll talk.
All right. Blessings. Blessings to everybody in the stew pot.
Cool. All right, take care.
All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, Judith Falloon-Reid. Go check out the video. There's so much to gain from it. I want to thank my segment sponsor for this second segment. We had two segments in one just now. Thank you to Althea Essue. Althea and her Healing Heavenly Hands. She's a licensed massage therapist that operates out of Broad County, North Miami-Dade, and South Palm Beach counties. In these times, it's a little bit trying and a little difficult to do that kind of work, but big ups to Althea and her Healing Heavenly Hands, give her a call, 954-655-9000. She comes to you. Again, not too sure about her coming to you in this time, but this time will not last forever. If you can't call her, you can always email her. Maybe you have a trip planned to come to Broad County or to Palm Beach County, South Palm Beach County, and North Miami-Dade. Go ahead, reach out to her, send her an email, let her know that this is when you'll be available, if she's available, or if she can put it on her calendar, and you take it from there. So thank you, thank you, thank you, Althea, and your Healing Heavenly Hands. Uh, so I was going to take a break, but I got a call. So guess what? The break will wait. Hello?
Hello.
Speak of Healing Heavenly Hands. How are you, my dear?
I am doing great. How are you?
I am well. And, you know, I'm glad that you called. Ladies and gentlemen, you recognize his voice. It's the voice behind the Healing Heavenly Hands. How are you working out in these times? You are one that a part of your life involves interacting with people.
I was listening to you and Judith
Yes.
for the last 45 minutes, and
We're talking that long?
yeah,
Oh, wow.
but it has always been my dream to work from home,
Yes.
and I am having a ball
Are
during
you?
this time. Yes,
How so?
I thought that it would be different, it would be strange, but a lot of what Judith said is what I'm doing. And I guess that's what is making it so bearable for me, because I have a specific time that, even though I'm working from home, these are my hours.
Right.
I'm supposed to start working at 8 o'clock. And what we've done is there's a group chat that everybody signs in. And it's, for us, it's not that our manager requires us to do that, but for us, we came up with it as an accountability
Right.
to each other that, hey, listen, we are supposed to start working at 8 o'clock. We need to get our butts up out of bed,
Mm-hmm.
do whatever we have to do, and be on there to clock in or to send a message no later than 8:07, because when we go into work and we have to clock in,
Mm-hmm.
in order to get credit for that full hour, you can clock in no later than 7 minutes after the hour.
Okay.
So if you clock in, say for instance you're supposed to be at work at 8 a.m. and you clock in at 8:08,
Mm-hmm.
you've lost 15 minutes right there because you're late.
Right.
So what we do now is, okay, we make sure we're up. Some of them even start greeting each other from like 7:48, 7:50, something like that, right?
Mm.
So that I still get up, I wash my face, I brush my teeth, just like I do when I'm going to work. I go make my coffee.
Mm.
I'm not a I'm not an early eater of breakfast. I do have breakfast, but not until around 9:30, 10 o'clock.
And that's what you normally do when you go into the office.
Yeah. When
Right.
I go into the office, I'll make my breakfast and take it with me, but I won't eat it until then. But I always have my water, then my either a cup of tea or a cup of coffee. And one of the luxuries I have now is there's a news report that I listen to. It's only 5 minutes. It's quick. It's short. It's sweet, to the point.
Right.
The time that I would take to commute to work, I sit on the couch. I pull up she has a YouTube channel. I listen to the 5 top stories. They're short, they're sweet, they're quick.
Mm-hmm.
Then about 5 minutes to 8, I'll get up, I'll go over to my desk, I'll sign on to my computer, and I start working.
Mm.
So that's my morning routine. What I do when I go to work is, both you and Judith were talking about taking breaks.
Yes.
I purposely drink a lot of water for 2 reasons.
It forces you to take a break to use the bathroom?
Yes, and it's good for me, flushes out my system. So every hour I get up. Sometimes it's more than that, depending on how much water I consume.
Right.
But it forces me to get up and go use the bathroom, and I don't care which employer I work for. I would love to see them come and try to tell me that I can't go to the bathroom.
No, you can't go take a bathroom break.
Yeah, I can't take a bathroom break. What? I will pee on that floor in a heartbeat. You hear me? I always have change of clothes in my car. Don't try me like that.
Do
Me, I'm.
you
People
find
people look
that?
at me. People, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, finish your point. Go ahead.
No, I was saying people look at me as somewhat sane and somewhat reserved. But if it came to that, and I had an employer who would tell me that,
The
I would
crazy would come
so
out.
do that. Oh yeah, I would so do that just to prove a point. Don't try to tell me I can't go to the bathroom.
Well, legally they can't. So,
No, they can't.
do you
Just wanted to
find
put that out there.
that after your breaks, when you go back to work, that it makes you more productive?
Yes, and that's one of the reasons I do it. And another thing that I do to make sure that I'm not sitting at my desk and staring at my computer for the entire time is I don't just roll my. I literally have a printer. I don't have a printer at my desk. We have shared printers in the office.
Right.
And I could just roll my chair back to the printer that's behind me, grab my stuff off of there. But I don't do that. I deliberately choose to print to the printer that's furthest from my desk. That also allows me to get up, to move, to be active, to get circulation going. And I don't get up for every document that I print. I'll print 3 or 4 documents because, and another reason I use this printer is I go and I retrieve my own documents.
Right.
So it's not just sitting there, people don't know what to do with it. They throw it out. So that's another reason why I use this printer. But just to get up and to move.
But know that you're not in the office. How does that work out for you?
Same thing. I have my bottle of water on the windowsill by my desk.
Right.
And every hour, I have to go take a pee break.
Okay.
I have my mute. I sit in the living room at home, and the TV is right there. I don't turn the TV on, but I turn the radio on just like I do at work. I have my music in my background. I have my music in the background.
Right.
And it's the same station that I listen to at home that I listen to at work.
Okay. What about distractions? Are there any distractions that how does that work for you?
The biggest distraction for me now, and it's something that I miss working in this new office, is working by a window. The first couple of days that I did it, I found myself just staring outside and just looking, and it's not it's not a blank stare or anything. It's just like, wow, it's so beautiful outside. But I noticed that yesterday and today,
Yes.
I opened the blinds a little bit so the light was coming in.
Right.
And I worked. I would look up and it's like, wow, it looks nice last night. But because the light was coming in,
Mm-hmm.
I noticed that I didn't stop and stare as much in the last 2 days.
Well, you might be getting used to it too. That's a possibility.
Yeah, it's a possibility because it's something that I guess I haven't had in a long time.
Right. Right.
Plus, what I do is I get up and my desk is like 10 steps away from the front door. It's nothing for me to open the door and go outside for, like Judith said, a minute. Just walk to the sidewalk
Mm.
and
Yeah.
come back inside.
Breaking up the monotony.
Yes. And
Yeah.
I do that at work. Sometimes it takes me about 2 or 3 minutes to go down the stairs, go outside, just be in the sun for 2 seconds and go back up. So that I don't have the luxury of doing as much when I'm at work is to actually physically go outside because I work on the top floor of a building
Okay.
and sometimes to make it quicker I take the elevator, but realizing that the elevator is slower than if I take the stairs, most of the time I take the stairs.
So you're running. You're running down these stairs. Are you sliding down? You're
No.
sliding down the
Oh
rails.
no. Oh my gosh. No, they would not like it if I did that.
I can see it now.
But,
How
but you just gave me no, I'm not gonna do that. I am not gonna do that.
it's a good thing you're not in the office for a while. How is it working out not being able to go out and do your other job, the massages?
That I kinda like miss it a little bit.
Mm.
And I'm going to say I miss the money.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna sit up I'm not gonna sit up here and like, yeah, oh, I miss the interaction or I miss this. I miss the money.
Right.
And I also miss what I can provide to a client, which is, the relaxation. And I wouldn't even say they talk much because they don't. They start talking, and 10 minutes after they fall asleep, which
Mm.
for me,
That's its
it's,
own
it's the
reward.
best. It's the best compliment you can give me is if you fall asleep on my table.
Right.
So,
I,
and
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 I know what that's like.
of course you do. And I don't have small children at home
Mm.
because my kids are grown,
Right.
but one of them is here, and she during my work hours, I wouldn't say she's a distraction. If she sees that I'm busy, her bedroom is right next to the living room, and she'll text me, which is what she normally would do if I'm at work. So she knows
Right.
she can't just get up and come and ask me a question. So she'll send me a text message. Um, if she happens to walk out to ask me a question, I know it's important and it's something quick
Mm-hmm.
that I can answer. And if I'm not able to, I'll get back to you later.
Right.
But for the most part, whatever she's doing, she tries if she has to go in the kitchen to make breakfast when during my work time or make not just breakfast but any kind of meals.
Right.
She tries her best to be very quiet
Mm-hmm.
and If she's watching something on her phone and it gets too loud, all I gotta do is ask her, turn it down.
Right.
She'll either turn it off or wait till she goes back into her room to continue. But the distraction is not there.
Okay. So this work from home thing, it can be done, and it can be
Oh, of
done
course,
successfully.
definitely. I'm an advocate for it because I'm thinking that I could do this. Going into the office once, maybe twice a week for essentials like for filing
Right.
and printing and things that not have to be done on a daily basis. I could get used to this. I don't have to deal with traffic.
Mm-hmm.
I get to deal with my wonderful, lovely coworkers at arm's length.
That sounds like another show.
I give great advice in person,
Right.
and I can give you that same great advice over the phone.
There you go. You stay
I
over
can
there.
give you I can give you help in person, and I can give you help over the phone.
There you go. There you go.
So, can I share the best thing about working from home?
Let's hear it.
Okay. My partner also is working from home,
Right.
and we are in separate. Thank God, God has blessed us enough to have a home that gives us both our individual working space.
Mm-hmm.
So, as far as us interacting during work hours, we take breaks
Right.
and say hi, how you doing? But guess what we used to do when we were at work?
Yeah, so that's
Send send text messages. We just weren't doing it in person, but we would send text message. Hey, just checking in. How you doing? Have a wonderful day. Thinking about something. We would always make that type of connection.
so now you take a
And
break together and have a little check in.
yeah, and these are not these. I wouldn't say these are scheduled breaks.
Right.
Just to get up, and if I'm passing by where his office is, I'd like, if and he spends his time on the phone the entire time that he's on the clock. So
Okay.
even even if I wanted to interrupt,
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't because I can't just walk back there and just start a conversation and
Right.
because he might be on the phone with a client and
That's a problem.
yeah,
Right. Right. Right.
you know, but I got a calendar invite on Sunday and I'm like, what is this? We can't go anywhere. Everything is closed. It was an invite to have lunch at home.
Oh, that's cute.
And oh my God, that just like, no, that was not cute. That was beyond cute. That was thoughtful. That was something that was done intentionally.
Right. Right.
And today's what, Wednesday?
Yeah.
And I am still blown away. I was like, wow.
So there it is too. That's something else that uh, those couples that are working from home. That's something else that I can do. You're working from home. Yeah, you're in the same space, but if you're communicating when you are going into the office throughout the day by a little text here and a little text there, well, you're at work. Send a little text too and check in. If you had opportunities every now and then to go and have a lunch date with your partner, do that.
Yeah,
And you're both socially isolated anyway. Have
right.
a little lunch date.
And like I was going to share that when we were both working in separate locations
Yeah.
every day at lunchtime, whether it was his lunchtime or my lunchtime, because sometimes our lunches would overlap, but we would check in. We didn't have the luxury of sitting and having um, an entire meal together,
Right.
but we would have a conversation. It was we would call that our midday check-in,
Mm.
and if it didn't happen for whatever reason, I don't know how it was for him, but for me, something was missing that day
Right. Right.
because
Right.
we that connection that I was used to, and even if it was a 2 second or 2 minute phone call, all right, good. That broke up the monotony in my day. I can go back to work. I'm gonna see him in a couple hours, and
Right.
and now after we have lunch, we either I'm trying to think because this just started, so please forgive me. It hasn't become a habit yet because I'm still just like
Mm.
so. But or is it for dinner that we sit at the table? But anyway, we sit on the couch,
Right.
and if it's 5 minutes, he'll take a 5 minute nap, and I'm like, oh my god, I am so jealous. How can this person just sit? And I'm learning not to start a conversation because he'll fall asleep so quickly. But I'm okay with that because this is not work time. This is our time.
Right.
And even though I I intentionally don't fall asleep, I don't take a nap because I don't want to wake up when that alarm goes off. I still sit there and I'm learning how to take time away from the desk, take
And
time away from the
disconnect.
phone, disconnect and be still and focus on me.
Right. It helps. It really helps with getting through your
Yeah.
day when
Mhm.
you're working from home.
And it's just don't sit there and stare at the computer or be on the phone the entire time. Or
Mm-hmm.
even if you're on a phone, people have cordless phones now. You have, unless you're required to be on camera while you work.
Mm.
Get up from your desk, stand up, stretch.
Right. Yep. It's important to do these
So,
little things. I
and
had
yeah,
a.
you look at them as little things, but they're so important though.
Oh, yeah. I had a whole thing about the advantages of taking breaks to boost productivity. I'm not even gonna touch that tonight. I'm actually going to do that as a continuation. I'm gonna do that next week. So tonight
Mhm.
tonight was all about the transition to working from home, and sometimes the show goes that way, And next week we'll look at the advantages of taking a break and how to take that break, because there's a method to it, and the length of time that you take in that break, and of course again the benefits to both the individual, being the employee, and to the employer. There are some employers that, again, they don't see that as being productive. We'll learn all
No, they
about that
don't.
come next week. We'll
Yes,
learn
I can't
something
wait.
more about that, and
You know,
hopefully I'll have one of my psychologists friends pop in and share from a professional standpoint,
You
directly.
know, thank you. Thank you for having me. I just wanted to call as a person who's never worked from home before,
Right.
and just to share my experiences, and
No, I
that,
appreciate love it. I really
you
do.
know,
And
it's challenging. The first week was challenging because I would sit and I would go, okay, what do I do now? What do I do? But and it's just like with any new situation.
right.
It does take a little bit of getting used to.
Because I didn't ask you that. How was that transition for you? Because this is something new to you. So this aspect of working from home, yeah, you have the healing heavenly hands business, and that is something that else that you do. But for the most part, you've typically worked in an office.
Yeah.
So
And even with the massage, I don't have people come into my home.
right, you're going
I
to
go
their
I go to
spaces.
them.
Right.
Right.
Whether it be their workplace or their home, but you're going to their space.
Right.
So
Um,
you do you intend to do the take the massage therapy into your home and make that a work from home too?
no, I do not, because I do that for two reasons. I'm very personal, very private individual, number one, and number two, I want to provide a service that very few other therapists provide, because when you're all relaxed,
Mm-hmm.
the last thing you want to do is to get in your car
And drive somewhere.
and have to drive somewhere, even if that somewhere is home to your bed, because you're going to have to deal with traffic. There's going to be that one individual that's going to cut in front of you without using their indicator. The
Mm.
whole hour that I just spent de-stressing you,
It will
one
be undone
person
in 5 minutes.
change that in 5 minutes, try 5 seconds.
Mm.
So that is why, those are the two reasons why I do not do massages from my home.
Well, I know I suspect that the moment this social ban, this social isolation is lifted, that it is going to change a whole lot of things as it relates to you getting calls. You'll be getting a whole lot more calls than before, because in this time, people are more stressed. You'd think that they're less stressed being in the spaces that they go to in order to get away from the stress, but they're developing different types of stress. The stress of
Yeah.
not being able to socialize, that can be pretty stressful. The stress of being with family and friends, like Judith was saying just now, 24/7s, that can be stressful. So
And
your
I
services
he-
will be
I
needed.
hear that, okay, and I will be waiting. And I hear that, and I guess because of the type of person that I am, when I went back, when I decided to go back and get my degree,
Hmm.
I did it 100% online, because I did not want to I didn't want to deal with people in a classroom environment.
Right.
Just tell me what to do. Give me the syllabus. Give me my lessons. Give me what needs to be done when the assignments are due,
Well, you see, you are one
and
of those
it'll
people that
it'll get
can,
done, because I'm disciplined that way.
right, and you're one of those people that can cope with
Yeah.
being that in that type of isolation. But then you have those that that would just drive them crazy. You see
Okay,
them
now,
running into walls and things because they're trying to find a way out. You know, there isn't a door here, but I'm gonna create one, kind of a deal.
right, with their body imprint.
Right.
Now, I'm going to put you on the spot and ask you a question.
Okay, here we go.
Hey, got to turn the table a little bit. How is it for you working from home?
It's it's a whole new world, and but at the same time, it's very familiar. And I am one of those people that Judith talks about her husband that he just locks in and just goes to work. I'm one of those people. So I lock in, and sometimes I don't get up for hours. So I'm developing the habit of taking a break, and a part of why I wanted to look at taking breaks and how to do it properly and effectively is for myself also, because it was something that I was looking at to make me better, and I thought it would be important to share that on to the masses on a whole. So it has been interesting thus far to be officially working from home, and while not working for myself, but have an employer. Oh, I didn't even realize that I lost you.
I apologize for that. I'm thinking, oh man, I asked him a question and he just mutes me, and because he doesn't want me to hear him answer the question.
I
Not really sure what happened there.
So I don't even know how much you missed, but I told a whole story, and I was just about to wrap up.
Wow. But do you find yourself? I guess because I didn't hear. Do you find yourself sitting at your desk more, or do you find yourself getting up to break up that monotony?
You see, there I was trying to think that I was getting away, and you come back and say the very thing that I was saying when you called back. I was just saying, I'm one that would find myself sitting at my desk for hours on end, but I'm finding ways to break that up. And it is important to
Okay.
break that up. And that was one of the reasons why I was looking at taking breaks and productivity. Excuse me. And how to do it, and how to do it effectively, which is why next week's show is going to
Okay.
be so important.
Okay. And one more question.
Okay, go.
Do I promise this is my last question. Do you get that nudge or that push to actually get up from your desk to go outside, say go outside for a few minutes just to get some sunlight? Or is this the initiative? You just take the initiative.
That's one of the things with where my desk is. I have my office set up in when I moved into this house, it was called a sunroom, and it has these big windows, and I sit right by a big window. So it's like I'm sitting outside. So the getting up and going outside, I hadn't really had the push to do it because I feel like I'm outside a lot. But it is important to do it because, yeah, I get sunlight coming in, but there's nothing like stepping outside and getting that sunlight on your skin. The best way for you to absorb vitamin D, natural vitamin D, is to have the sun on your skin. So it's important. Go out there and get the sun on your skin. And I'm more and more getting into the habits. When I was working in the office, I would take a moment and get up because I realized that I felt like I wasn't giving my best. And I would get up and I would step outside for a moment and take some fresh air because, it's air conditioning and other people in there. So I'm thinking I need some fresh air. I don't really feel that same way at home, but I need to do the same thing and get up and step outside. So that's something that I'm getting into these days.
Okay. Well, thank you for sharing. Now, it's I guess with us as real people sharing what our experiences are for other people who think that they're the only ones going through it,
Yeah.
to hear someone else, oh my goodness, I know that person and this is real and they're going through the same thing. So that was my primary reason for
Okay.
for calling in to share. Once again, thank you for having me. Thank you for listening.
And
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 good
thank
night,
you for
everyone.
calling in. Just one little thing though to add to that. This is day 3 for me. Well, this was day 3 for me working from home. And
Okay.
although it felt very familiar, it was also very new. So I'm still taking baby steps with it. But I
And you got to take baby steps before you learn how to crawl and then start running.
right. And I'm 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 enjoying it thus far. And interactions with my better portion in the home also, they have been good and they have been helpful. So
That's what I thought was going to be my biggest issue was being around my partner more. And I'm
mm,
like, oh my God, he's going to see what my work habits are and what I do. And he's going to be like, how we just sit and think of things and go inside our heads and make ourselves crazy.
but you see, that's just it. More and more I'm realizing how we tend to formulate these ideas and we get so deep into this rabbit hole of our idea that it becomes
That's
our reality and we miss totally that whomever it is that we're thinking is going to notice this thing, that they just don't notice it at all.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm beginning to do that because that was my biggest. Um, as much as I'm enjoying working from home,
Yeah.
that was a big concern of mine. But I can say, wow, it is nothing like I imagined.
Yeah, and thanks to Rona, we are learning a whole lot of things about ourselves that we never
Wow, yeah,
imagined.
yeah, we
And
never managed either.
yeah, I've gotten so much into the habit of saying that way that no, I'm actually doing it unconsciously. But
Oh, subconscious, unconscious. Okay, it's some kind of conscious.
right, and
Oh goodness.
but yeah, we're learning a lot about ourselves and about how we interact with each other, and it's not a bad thing. It really is a good thing, and even those of us that may see it as a bad thing, behind every bad thing there's a good thing. Find the good thing and
Yeah.
focus on that.
And I'm learning how to be in the same space without having to be on top of each other, and
Right.
giving each other space, room to breathe. And you know what I did today? I actually hugged him after lunch and I go, see you later. And when he was done working, I hugged him. I said, welcome home.
Well, if that's what
Is that
normally
is that
happens.
strange?
No,
Is
but
that strange though?
well, it will be strange to those who are not used to doing it. If that is the way that you would normally greet when at the end of your workday, or that's the way you would part at the beginning of the workday, then why not do that?
Yeah, when he comes home, the first thing I do is hug him, welcome home, and I just had the urge to do that this season. I'm like, all right, he really gonna think I'm losing it now, but
And did he?
now everybody's now. No, he's
Or
like, thanks, guys.
right.
I've,
So
I've
you
given
see,
away all my secrets.
well, those little tips are the little things that would help
Yeah,
somebody else.
yeah, that's why I'm sharing. So
So even more so, people will have reason to be calling you up when the social distancing order gets. It probably will never get completely taken away. Um, it's it wouldn't be the first time in U.S. history that something like this has happened, but it's gonna take some time to get back to where we were
yeah,
in November, in December, in January, and but still, there are some things that need to happen. Chiropractors need to lay hands. Massage therapists, they need to lay hands. And as social beings, we need to interact. We need to connect.
oh
And
yeah,
that in-person connection probably will never. Well, I don't see where it can be replaced because we're a tribal species, and that includes gathering together in groups. So, I pray that this will soon be lifted and we get over this really quickly, and you'll start laying your healing heavenly hands again, and you'll be getting those calls. I know, me first. I need to get mine first.
okay. There's nothing wrong with that.
Okay, cool.
You know where to find me.
That I do.
Okay.
Thank you very
Well, as
much.
always, it was great. It was great talking to you. Great sharing. Great interacting. Good night, everybody.
Truly appreciate of it. You take care.
Okay.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, like you don't normally get her, Althea, Essue. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, so I need to take a quick little break. And then we wrap up this week with musical therapy. We'll be back after these few messages.
Policy Media Group, innovative streaming and recording, has done it again. A new way to get your business in full view of your neighborhood consumer through AdShare TV. It's available in your neighborhood today. It's easy. Just call us 754-999-6020. Become a host today and place a TV monitor in a strategic location so it's easy to see. Get a 1-minute video ad or longer that plays anywhere in our network. Can't be a host? No problem. For a few dollars, we'll run your 30-second video ad. A host can run announcement specials like buy one get one free or discount ads. Let's turn your flyers into a 30-second video with music or a voiceover, or let us create and run your video ad with a spokesperson. Take advantage of our early enrollment discount. Join us today. Your ad will be seen at least 30 times per day in your AdShare TV neighborhood. It's easy. Just call us 754-999-6020. AdShare TV, part of Pulsing Media Group.
The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention is working to help keep you and your community safe from the threat of novel or new coronavirus. Take the following everyday steps to help avoid the spread of all respiratory viruses. Wash your hands often with soap and water for at least 20 seconds. Cover your cough or sneeze with a tissue. Throw the tissue away and then wash your hands. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Clean and disinfect frequently touched objects or surfaces, such as remote controls and doorknobs. Avoid close contact with people who are sick. And stay home if you are sick. Call your healthcare provider if you develop fever, cough, or difficulty breathing. For more tips, visit cdc.gov.
Greetings and salutations, one and all. You're invited to tune in to the Night Shift with DJ Kevin Stew. It airs on Mondays with Community and Finance, Tuesdays with Healthy Love, and Wednesdays with Real Talk from 10 p.m. to midnight Eastern Time. Come spend some time interacting in the stew pot where we keep things bubbling and wind down in musical therapy. The Night Shift with DJ Kevin Stew is on kevinstew.com, where you're encouraged to have acceptance through enlightenment.
It's Christina representing for DJ Kevin. You see me, I say, you don't know the boss. You see me, I say, DJ Kevin Stew and the Night Shift Radio Show. Yo, it at the thing, turn up the thing loud. Whoa, DJ Kevin Stew at the heart of a champion. Never underestimate, just choose him. The silver line behind the dark clouds. DJ Kevin Stew believe him, and that's no doubt. Salute the Night Shift Radio Show, Christina. It's a hot it up loud.
Welcome to Musical Therapy. As we close out this Night Shift week, kicking it off with brand new music from The Real Storm. It's called Ital.
You smoother than the creamer when me pouring on my coffee. Anything me need, me now to search because you have it. Long conversations in the night, yo. Talking about things that we didn't do. You overstand all that I've been through. There's no pretending when I'm with you. Gonna love you, gonna make you mine. Don't give me the eye, don't love my baby, facing on the data line. Take my watch, I give you all my time. This kind of meditation's hard to find. I'm gonna love you, gonna make you mine. You consecrate me nature when you saturate my endocrine. So only you can cross, I wanna line. Your love is so celestial, so divine. Run every ball, I run every beat. Me block them and delete. Are you alone, me wanting on me personal diameter. Not to your nice and not to your neater. You're firing, not to your sweeter. I wanna be your empress, wanna be your senorita. Give me a paper, give me a lighter. Or make me blaze the pipe. You tell me you need me like some artist and you really need a writer. You want the cook with in me saucer, the mineral in me water. I know that Jaja made you higher just for me. Gonna love you, gonna make you mine. You give me the eye, you love for every face in all the data line. Take my watch, I give you all my time. This kind of meditation's hard to find. I'm gonna love you, gonna make you mine. You consecrate me nature when you saturate my endocrine. So only you can cross, I wanna line. Your love is so celestial, so divine. When you hold me in your arms and then you put on my
say thanks to Reggae Global Entertainment for sponsoring the third segment of the show. I hadn't mentioned them earlier. Reggae Global will take care of your tour management needs. They'll act as your booking agent, take care of your publishing, your copyright, some of your legal contracts, your business registrations. Go ahead and give them a call, 954-998-8034. Tell them you heard about them on the night shift with DJ Kevin Stew. And big ups to GMAT Music Solutions, so sponsors for this or musical therapy. They provide sound and light and stage production services, musicians, singers, DJs, bands, audio engineers, equipment that brings your event to life. Just go ahead and give them a call, 754-307-GMAC. That's 754-307-4622. Tell them DJ Kevin Stew sent you. In addition to that, you can go to gmatmusicsolutions.com and do your shopping. Those online shoppers. This is new music from Shauna Dazzle. It's called Glorious.
Mercy's pouring down like rain, and I'm flooded by grace. And not because of any good I've done, His love remains the same. So I say, may the whole world see the light. May they come to testify. May they know the power and might of your glorious name. May the whole world see the light. May they come to testify. May they know the power and might of your glorious name. I cannot believe your name. I cannot but give you praise. I know where I could be now, so I stand unashamed. God, you've never let me down in spite of even me. And you prove yourself faithful, you reign in majesty. So I sing, may the whole world see the light. May they come to testify. May they know the power and might of your glorious name. May the whole world see the light. May they come to testify. May they know the power and might of your glorious name. Whoa, 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 got my list, cannot remember how you saved my son and protected my unborn child from the bullets of a gun. Remember how you gave me faith when my strength was less than great. You know, God, you were never late. God, I know you're on my side. You have shown up every time, my God. So I had to pen this tune, 'cause where would I be without you? Hey, the whole world.
I want to thank you, each and everyone, for tuning in tonight and throughout this week.
May they know the power and might of your glorious name.
I want to invite you and remind you
The whole world
to look out for members of your community.
may they
And even in this time of social isolation and social distancing, to remember that your community is not just a development that you live in, but it spreads far and wide.
the whole world see the light. May they come to
You're not passing a whole lot of people on the bus, on the plane, on the boat, on the train right now, especially on the plane.
glorious name. Oh, may
But those that you come across
see the light.
when you're walking, when you're shopping, As in grocery shopping, because no other kind of shopping is happening other than online. But these people that you're interacting with, these are members of your community. Do something good for one of them today. You never know who's going to do something good for you tomorrow. That something good could be just wearing a mask, coughing in your sleeve. Something as simple as that. It's the little things that make a big difference, yeah? Always remember that. This is how we close out tonight. Just saying thank you. Courtesy of Tamara B. Jah got me covered.
I never cease to praise him, even though my bills are way overdue.
This is how I leave you.
I never cease to praise him, even though I don't know what I'm gonna do.
As a reminder, my name is DJ Kevin Stew, and this is how I like to do it to you, for you, and with you every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, 10 to midnight, right here, kevinstew.com. Join me on Monday, where we do it all over again, 10 p.m. Eastern, kevinstew.com. Be good. What if you can't be good? Be good at it. Good morning, good afternoon, good day to you wherever you are in the world. From right here in South Florida, I bid you good night.
Solid rock is where I will stand. So I know you got me covered. Thank you, Stormy seas at times I'll be. There's no need to worry, 'cause your ultimate captain is always there to deliver me. Stop me from giving my praise. And even when the door is closed, Jah got the keys in his hands. I'll stand firm in my faith. He will make everything straight. Jah, I know you got me covered. Thank you, Jah. I never cease to praise him, even when my bills are way overdue. I never cease to praise him, even when I don't know what I'm gonna do. And even when I find my back against the wall with nowhere to turn. Jah, I know you got me covered. Thank you.
When being in the moment is priceless, consider the ability to share that moment. If you can video it, you can broadcast it. And Pulse E-Media Group has the tools you need. Weddings, birthdays, funerals, graduations, church services, parties, seminars, you name it. Pulse E-Media Group can provide you with a secure medium controlled by you to broadcast your event. Contact us at www.pulsemediagroup.com for more information. Pulse E-Media Group, when being in the moment is priceless.